Alright, I started recording the class. This is 9:01. Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So many students missing. I gotta send an email to everyone. Alright, so our agenda today is this chapter. I want everybody to open this chapter 7, and you know the location of that. Go to Brightspace. And open this PowerPoint. So there are two things that you should open from the Brightspace. One of this is this PowerPoint, and the other thing would be class exercise. Go to chapter 7, class exercise. Try to open from 7.1.1 to 7.4.4. We won't be obviously doing everything. Some of them are important for the homework. And try to open the last one. It should say load more week 7 day 1. So that's a different one, a Word file that I uploaded over there. That's for those who would be done with what I'm doing here faster. So that's the thing that you'd like to open as well. So let me show it to you what I'm showing. So this is a extra drawing. This is not from your book, okay? This is for advanced learner. If you're done with whatever we are doing from the book, then you can spend time on that, okay? And there is obviously array that you can use. Some of these circles with 120 degree, okay? You can define an polar array. You can do it that way, right? You can also do like the array for this upper cup, half circle, whatever. I mean, there is application obviously, depends how you wanna do it, okay? You can do definitely for the top one you can do that. For this one maybe you would like to do polar tracking because it's not the whole circle, okay? And I know some of you already done what I'm trying to do now, week 7, chapter 7 topics in last class during the exam preparation week. Exam review day, I saw some of you started doing that. So for those who are already done and already know that what I'm covering now, this could be a thing that you can start working with, okay? But try to listen what I'm saying as well. Those are important. So let me go to class lecture and chapter 7 again, okay? You want to open chapter 7 PowerPoint. Those who come a little late, please try to come on time because I did talk so many important things already, okay? Again, to give you a quick recap, we had the exam and the homework. Those will be graded by this week. In last class we had those, means on Monday. And other than that, those who submitted the question 2 through question 3 for the homework that I graded before, I did update the grade. If you take a look on the grade, you'll be seeing that updated grade is there. Other than that, this is the topic today, okay? Agenda, chapter 7. So in chapter 7, we'll be learning copying drawing objects. So when I'm saying copying drawing objects, let me open a new file. Okay, so this is the copy command here. Everybody see that in the screen? Okay, so this is what we'll be learning. We'll be learning this as well, mirror, and we'll be learning there's this array. Now this array, there are 3 different ways that you can do. We'll be learning the rectangular array, and if time allows, we'll be doing the polar array. So these are the agenda for today's class, okay? Any question? No? That was good? All right. So now come back here with the PowerPoint. As always, I quickly go through the PowerPoint topics and then I'll start doing the exercise. Okay, so here the same thing that what I was showing over there. So you're gonna learn the copy, you're gonna learn the mirror, you're gonna learn the array, both the polar array and the rectangular array, and there are these offsetting path array and other things. We won't be doing it today. It will be happening next class when we'll come back from the midterm break. So there is an example here which shows clearly how to use the path array to create multiple objects. Okay, and I'm moving here. So here it shows where is the copy command, and I did show it to you already, right? It's under this modify options, and the way you want to do the copy is pretty straightforward. You want to choose the object that you would like to copy, okay, and then press enter, and then you got to locate the second point where you'd like to copy that same object. Here's the difference between move and copy. So move, we're going to move the original object to the new location. The copy, it doesn't do that. Copy will just create a new one just like the one that you're trying to copy, okay, to a new location. Maybe straightforward to understand as well. So that's the copy, and then there are some exercise we'll be doing them, okay. And then there's this mirror. The mirror could be a very interesting command. You see, if you have half of the drawing drawn, you can mirror it and create the full drawing as long as it's symmetric, okay. As you can see here, it says created a mirror copy drawing object, replace the drawing objects with mirror copies, and this is the command that you would be using. Same like before, you will be choosing the object which you'd like to mirror, and then you're going to press enter, and then specify the 2 points to act as mirror line. So you got to choose a symmetric line. Does it make sense? You got to choose a symmetric line. Now to choosing the symmetric line, you got to choose these two particular point which kind of connect and make a line, okay. So that's what this says, like specify 2 points that act as a mirror line, okay. Specify the command line if the source object should be erased. So you can also erase. It can work like a move options, okay. The same thing, the mirror, where you can actually delete the object, but a little bit different. Obviously move will gonna keep the orientation same, mirror will gonna make it 180-degree flip-flop, okay. Any questions so far? Everybody understand? It's good. All right. So after the mirror, that very interesting thing, we're here seeing the array. There are two kinds of array that would be doing. One is the rectangular array. The other one is the polar array. Rectangular array is very straightforward. As you can see from this sketch here, if you have say like one object, in this case, this is a theater, okay, and multiple chairs that you're seeing on the theater, right, and the screen is somewhere in the front. So say like if you have one seat drawn, okay, and it's in a detailed way that you drawn, and you know in theater how many array means how many of the rows, how many of the columns that you have, what is the distance in between those two chairs. If you have those two info, okay, you should be able to draw this cinema hall theater which should be filled with chairs, and you are doing it just from one chair, okay. And which command that you would be using? This is the array command that I showed it to you, okay. Once you click in here, it does have three different options. You would be using either this rectangular array today or this polar array today, okay, either one. And there's this important thing. I mean, you see these associative options where you would be defining how many rows and how many columns and what are the distance between those. You can only see once you choose the array, and other than that, you won't be seeing it anywhere here, okay. So basically, it says whenever you choose the array option and then start to create multiple things from one object, then this option will gonna show up, okay. They call this thing associative, okay. Any question? All right. And then finally the polar array. The polar array kind of follows the same thing. If you have multiple things arranged in a circular objects like this way that we're seeing a rim for a car wheel, and if you say like draw one leg of this rim and like to draw the remainder, and you know the angles between each of them, then you can able to draw this by using this polar array. As you can see on the right screen, all you got to do, two things that you got to specify. Okay, as you can see here, what is the angle between them, how many of the objects that you want to do. Does it make sense? So to read this thing a little bit in detail, use the polar array command to create copies of an object centered around a base point. You got to define obviously the base point. Adjust the field angle of a polar array. Okay, adjust the orientation of the objects in a polar array. Create a polar array with multiple rows. Okay, and there's this thing, it shows here. So how many items that you would like to do, say like 6, and the distance between like the angle, that's the distance I'm saying, the angle between those objects, like the 6 items that you are referring here, and you'd like to feel like what angle. So like 360 degree means like the whole circle, or in the example that I was showing, remember, like some amount of circles where it's like for 120 degree, right? Basically you can define whether you would like to copy it and make an array for the whole circle, or a part of the circle, or for an arc. Any question? That's it. That's my intro. Okay, now we'll be jumping to our real thing, which is obviously the exercise. Okay, I'd like to open this. Let me try to open the book. Okay, excuse me. I thought I have it bookmarked before here. The book, favorites, here. Is it like favorite? Yeah, favorite. Okay, why this thing is here?
Go to red shell.
Yeah, I'm trying to. So platform video, like this thing. Interesting. It's okay. I have a different means. Why this video control thing is here? You see, Lucas, what I'm saying? No thanks. Oh, okay. Because of the Mozilla. Mozilla was creating that issue. It's all right. I can open the book different way from my mail.
Do you normally use Internet Explorer?
I usually use Google Chrome, but
Google Chrome has the bookmark.
yeah, Google Chrome. I do have the bookmark in Google Chrome, but I'm gonna figure it out. Just think. This is the link. Yeah. Alright, so this is where the things began. Everybody, please open 7.1.1. Where it's located? You wanna go Canton, Brightspace. You wanna go then this class, SOET 116. And then you're gonna go here in the content. No, quit. I don't know Firefox. Okay, so then you wanna go class exercise. Remember, I did show it to you at the beginning of the class. So everybody at this point, download starting from 7.1.1 to 7.4.4. Okay, download all of that. I did download it already. I'd like to walk around and see if you download it. Download it, right? Okay. Open the first one, 7.1.1. Everybody open the first one, 7.1.1. I was thinking that, like, for every class, I'm going to have a challenging problem like that today, what I have. So those who can finish a little early, then they have something to do here, interesting stuff. Okay. I do have like lots of practice problems. All right, so what you want to do, as I'm saying, let me first close them. I was grading your paper, so it was showing here. Why in the earth I have so many here? Alright, so I'd like to open 7.1.1. Alright, so everybody open this one. I saw some of you finished already, okay, when I was walking around. But if you haven't opened this one yet, you'd like to open this, okay? And then obviously this is what we're trying to do. This is the final look. Everybody see that? This is the final look. So now you have this bolt with nuts, right, on the left, and you would like to move those like this bolt and nuts on both top and bottom figures, okay, using these copy options, obviously. So let's start with the first thing. This top head that you're seeing here, you'd like to move that top head such a way so it should look like this. The top left figure that you have. All right. The way you can do it, as from the book, if you have the book, you can open the book on this particular section. It does have that same instruction what I'm saying here, okay. So you first use this copy option here. You click on the copy, okay, then it says copy select object. So you want to select this one, okay, that's the one you want to do, and then press the enter, okay. That's the top of the bolt, and then it's asking specify the base point, okay. So the base point would be the center of that, right? As you can see, I choose the center of that base point, and then select the intersection of two of the center lines in the top view to specify the second point of the displacement. So the intersection of the two of the top view is here, right? As you can see, your ultimate goal is to draw 4 volt head on the top row here and 4 volt heads in the bottom row here, okay. So the second point obviously would be the intersection. So when I'm saying the intersection, this is the intersection. Everybody see that? So that way you keep copying and pasting, just like copy paste, okay. And it's like you don't have to do it every time. You can just simply choose the copy option one time and choose the base point one time, and the second point can be just simply repeated just the way I'm doing. Okay, that's the top figure, okay, and then you can press escape, and that is done. Okay, now I'm gonna walk around and I'm gonna see if you are done with that or if you need any help from me. It could seems like for some of you, those who are a little bit in advanced state, that things are going slow, but I gotta make sure everybody in that class is with me. Okay? Jason, you have the first drone?
Yeah.
Can you show me? Alex, you have the first drone? Those who are done in the first one, 7.1.1, just show it to me so I will be bothering you. Okay? Where are you at? The first one? Where's the phone? So you are going to copy the document. Okay? I'm going to skip it so you can do it again. Okay? So first thing you got to copy first, okay? And then paste it. So first thing is you will copy it, right? And paste it. Copy. And then now this is the best one, right? And this is the intersection is not picking because intersection is not choosing. So make sure your intersection snap is on. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got it? See? Got it? You can do it? Good? You got it? You got it? There's some help? It's not staying like mine, right? Okay. I didn't explore that, how to make it bigger, but give me some time. I'm going to figure it out. Okay? What's up?
This one, we don't need to find it. Or we just go create this one.
Yeah, copy this one. No, it's empty, right?
Yes.
Yeah, then we see what I do first. Right? Okay, Lucas, will you search something? So if those ribbons are smaller, how to make it bigger? Go with it. All right. So everybody's done with the first part? Obviously. The second part is even easier than that. So on the second part, you see the base point is the bottom of this bolt here, okay, and the second point would be the top of this hatched line, okay, or at the intersection that you are seeing here. It just shows clearly. So we're going to again choose the copy option. And the beauty of this thing, you see, when I'm doing the copying, the whole bolt got selected, okay. The reason is you had this thing joined before you are doing it, okay. So make sure you do it that way. All right, so then you press enter just like before, and then your base point should be this, and then your second point should be this, right? All right, so now you're done with 7.1.1, and I've seen like more than 50% students did it already. So some of you are working while I was showing it to you.
So, are you trying to get it back to big?
The back to big, yeah.
So I think it's just
Ribbon class? Yeah, try ribbon class in the command window.
Or just ribbon.
Ribbon plus. Try ribbon plus.
Control F1.
Is that help, right?
Just type ribbon.
Just a ribbon?
Yeah, just ribbon maybe.
You already have the ribbon over here, but it's just small ribbon. See, it does have everything. It's just small. Yeah, I'll figure it out, okay, in next class. Yeah, I mean, this was the thing I've seen in other students as well. Okay, I'll figure it out in next class, okay. Don't know. But can you move this thing to here as well? Okay, so I can move on. Next problem. Everybody's done with this? Okay, let me move to the second exercise. 7.1.2. So the second exercise is 7.1.2. All right, so this is the one 7.1.2. This is the one 7.1.2. It's very straightforward and easy as well. What do you want to do? Open this first, 7.1.2. 7.1.2. It's solved? Lucas? It's solved? No, it is a tricky issue.
I thought it was gonna read.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, next class, yeah. I'm going to come back with the solution. Okay, so 7.1.2. Take a look here. So what we're trying to do, you see, you have this table and chair, right? You'd like to create more tables, okay, for all those chairs that you are seeing here. Okay, how many chairs here? We have like 5 of them. So we'd like to create 5 tables from one table. As you can see in the baseline figure, you just have one table, okay? And it's very straightforward, just like the way you are choosing like last time. You have to choose the objects, and then you have to choose the base point, then you have to choose the second point, okay? Just to show it to you, so you choose the move copy option, I'm sorry, press enter, and then choose the base point. One thing is tricky here, just make sure your snap is chosen accordingly. What you want to do, okay? Say like here we are interested for the endpoints, so in the snap option the endpoint is chosen. So that's what I'm doing, right? I created this, and then I copy this thing again, okay? Press enter, and this time this is my base point, okay? See, this is a little tricky, because every time you have to copy it kind of with the same kind of with the different base point, okay? Let's see if I can open it. All right, So this time I'm gonna choose the base point here. Alright, now I'm done. So this is what you'd like to do. Okay, I'm gonna walk around and see if everybody have it. So when I'm walking around, just show your work. Okay, show your work, so I can move on to the next thing. Jason, you have things done? Alright, so that part is done as well. Okay. We're still working. Alright, so let's do that. Let's do the same exercise. So we are done with the copying. There's one more. We won't be doing it. I put it. I put this one for the homework. Okay. If you'd like to understand more, you see there is these different symbols here. Okay, light, outlets, and switches. On the homework, you wanna read through these sections. Okay, to understand it properly. Okay, now the mirror objects. The mirror, remember, you have to choose those 2 points where is the reference line. Okay, where you'd like to do the mirror. I was talking about it on the slide. As an example here, if you have this left side drawn, where you have this line on the top, in the right side, you would like to draw that and the whole hidden line and the center line. You know what means hidden line and center line? Maybe I didn't teach you like yet officially. So hidden line means if you have a dotted line like the way that you are seeing here, these blue lines here on the figure, everybody see those are called hidden lines. And the center line is the red line, where you have a big line and a small line, big line and a small line. Those are called center line. Okay. So if you'd like to do mirror of this hole, by the way, this hidden line is actually referring to a hole. Okay, here, and if you'd like to mirror this hole here on the right side, with respect to this reference line, the center line in the middle, and if it's a symmetric one, and then you'd like to do that edge here, the black line, that also needs to be on the right side. Then you'd like to use this mirror option. Okay, and there are some more examples here. So how I'd like to do mirror from a single hole, okay, to 4 holes. Okay, you can do copy, but the mirror could be easier. Okay, as you can see, the example could be, if you have a hole here, right, you can choose that hole as you'd like to do mirror, and then you can choose the reference point, like for the reference line, somewhere in the midline of these vertical lines in this rectangle. Okay, and then you will have the second hole created this way, and once you have these 2 holes created, you can mirror those 2 holes on the right side by doing again the baseline somewhere in the top line and the bottom line midpoints. Okay, everybody understand? And that way you will have 4 holes. Don't worry, we're going to do the exercise, and I'm going to walk around. If anybody have any issue, I'm going to address that. So this thing goes on, mirror and erase the source object. That's something I was talking about it. Mirror the source object, it's something similar to moving. Okay, but the difference is when you're doing mirroring, you are doing the opposite thing. Okay, 180 degree flip flop. And then this is the first exercise that you want to do. 7.2.1. Everybody would like to open this 7.2.1. So you have to download it. Then you're gonna open this 7.2.1. By the way, 7.1.3 is the homework. Okay. So what we're doing here, you are creating 4 holes from this one hole, as you can see on the left screen. The way you can do it, again, you want to use this mirror option. Okay, I did click on the mirror. Then it's asking about selecting object, which I did, and then it's asking about specify the first point of the mirror line. And here's the trick: you must have to make sure the snap midpoint is on. Okay, and then you wanna snap those 2 points, right, which would be the vertical line point like this, and the other point would be the midline on the other side. And you can see immediately the second circle is showing at the bottom of the rectangle, bottom left corner of the rectangle. Okay, I'm done with the first one. And then I want to do the mirror again, right? Oh, sorry, I didn't press enter. So that, and now I have those circles. Now I'd like to do mirror again. I'd like to choose these 2 circles this time, right? Press enter, and the midpoints for these 2. Okay, that's how I'm creating these 4 circles in this rectangle. And that's exercise 7.2.1. Like to see if you are done with the 7.2.1. When I'm walking, please show it to me. 7.2.1. 7.2.1. You done, Jason? 7.2.1. Alright, to open it, let me walk around and see if anybody else need any help. Oh, what are you doing? You're copying? Are you copying? No, you want to do mirror. Okay? Yeah. Do mirror. Mirror. So mirror, no. Did you have the book? Okay, so open the book. Okay. I mean, I'm going to show it to you this time though. But open the book, you want to go here. You have to read what it's saying, right? So copy read. Okay, this is very important thing. Please don't ignore the book. Okay, it may sound like very straightforward sometimes, but the book does have, believe me, so much detail which could be helpful to you. Okay, as you can see here, what is this mirror, how it works, all the details are here. Okay? And then it shows you how to do it. This is the whole thing. Okay, but let me show it to you. You gotta read it though. But here, you once you choose the mirror, so select this mirror, right? And then you choose the first one. So mirror, right? What does it say? Select the object. This is the object. Selecting, press enter, right? What does it say? This is the first one of the mirror line. You're going to draw a mirror line. So the mirror line should be like this, right? So this is going to come right here, right? And you are not tracing it because you've got to make sure on the snap here, this midpoint is on. Make sense? Why? Because you'd like to choose this and this is to midpoint. See? This is done. And you've got to press enter, complete it. And now you want to do this. Like just copy. You want to mirror these 2 here. Can you do that? You use the mirror, right? Yeah. There you use the mirror, right? What are you using? Mirror? You have the book. Go to the section. See, it just shows clearly what it is. So for mirror, you like to copy this option, press enter, and choose this mirror line, this midpoint. I mean, it's fine the way you're doing that. It's just another way of doing it. Okay? So first line, second line. Okay, we choose those 2 points, then this circle is going to show up. Once you have these 2 circles, then you can choose this mirror line. You choose both of them, choose this mirror line. Then it's going to show. We're going to try this way. See if you can do that as well. It's very tempting sometimes, like, because this is very straightforward sometimes, like to do it your own way. You are more than welcome to do it for the exercise that that would be not from the book. But when it comes to a problem from the book, my suggestion would be use the steps of the book. That way, that way you learn the book content, and the book does a very good content. Okay. Yes. Like what? This line?
Wait, you see how it's in the center?
Oh, it's not in the center for your case?
Yeah. It's not in the center, and like the edge to the edge is like 20 degrees, and I made a line showing where it had to be, and it's too far. So I need to turn it off.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
You want to rotate it maybe? Can you rotate it?
It was in the, because it wants me to use the whole line. Or at least that's what
The whole thing, if you like to move,
yeah.
design it.
Because it's really
Why don't you draw the first one to the center? You did draw the first one, right?
I drew this.
Yeah, this one at what location you draw?
I drew it here because it shows me here.
So if I were you, I would probably draw it here on this line. That way I have it in perfect position, and then this kind of way over you want to do it. Alright, everybody's ready. Should I move on? Alright, so then the next exercise would be this one, 7.2.2. Open this one, everybody. 7.2.2. 7.2.2. You can see I have in a floor plan of a house multiple doors, all oriented in all different directions. Okay, what is that you want to do? Obviously, on the right side of the image that you are seeing, the door needs to be perfectly aligned. Okay. So the way you can do it using the mirror option, obviously here. So you want to choose the mirror options, okay? And the first thing you want to do, you want to create a door here. Ever see that? You want to create a door here, which would be kind of the same one that you're seeing here, but it needs to be mirrored. Okay, the way you want to do it, like, okay, just and it does have all the options, but this could be your clue. Like you want to choose this original door, right? And then you want to choose the mirror line, which you're seeing here. The first point of the mirror line would be this midline on the top of the floor plan, and the second point would be you can extend perpendicularly, okay, and then get the second point to get the mirror line. Okay, so here let me try to copy that door and then choose the first point on the mirror line. So this is my first point on the mirror line. You see, So when I choose the first point of the mirror line, all I had to do just move the mouse vertically up, and then I would be getting my second point of the mirror line just by clicking on the screen somewhere. Okay, but it needs to be vertically up. Everybody got it? I didn't click it yet, so once I'm gonna click it, the mirrored door will gonna show up on the right of the floor plan. Does it show up to everyone? Everyone got it? I'm gonna walk around if it doesn't, so I can help you. All right, so that's obviously the first one. And then it says here, erase the select object. No, you don't. So if you'd like to erase the original object, you can press the yes, and then first door will gonna completely goes away. Okay, so I'm gonna press enter. So that part is done. And see, that's the thing I was suggesting to you. Just read through the book and follow the leads on the book. Okay, I'm moving around and I see some of the students are just doing their own way, which could be fine when you are doing exercise, but when you are trying to learn it from the book might have something interesting and important that you are missing when you are trying to do it by your own. Okay, so that's why I'm suggesting strongly to do it by using the book. All right, so then obviously this door that you're seeing on the left side, which is this, needs to be flip-flop, right, mirrored. Okay, because this is not how the door usually orient. Okay, the door, I don't know if you ever noticed, the door usually orient just like here. Come here and see. When you open the door actually rests to the wall, right? As you can see. So the same thing that you would like to do on the door. So the way you can do it, again, the book does have the instruction. So you want to choose the mirror option, and then you want to choose the door. Okay, just like here, and you see you got to choose now the midpoint of this center line. You see the, not the center line, hidden line. The midpoint of this line is here, right? Everybody see that? And then you want to go vertically just like up, just like before. Okay, and then here's the important thing. Now you have this two door. You don't like to keep the original one, so you want to do what? You want to erase the source object. Everybody see that? So you want to press yes, and that way this original object goes away. Everybody got it? All right, so now moving on, obviously the next door needs to be flip-flop as well. So the way you can do it, this one is very straightforward as well. So you want to choose the mirror, you want to choose this door, press enter. Okay, and this time you want to mirror it through the center, and then yes, you want to delete the original one as well. And finally the last door, that you want to do is, again, you want to do the mirror, choose the door, press enter, and then you want to mirror based on this center line, right? Now you wanna delete the, oh sorry, you don't wanna delete the original one this time. I did a mistake. So again, let me choose this door, press enter, enter. Okay, now I'm gonna move around. Okay, I'm gonna see how many of you are done with that, and if you have any questions.
Where was that child?
Essentially, you can download it. Yeah, you can download it. For some reason, it's still uses a Wi-Fi. This one, download it. I'd like to see that you're done with that. Okay, everyone. You have to echo. You got it? This door needs to be flip-flop. You know, open the book. Let me show you something. That's what I did in the setting. Go to that particular topic, 7.3. That's the first one. Here it's showing. See? This is where you need to choose the symbol. Viewpoint is see, this is your first point. This is section. You want me to help you? All right, so now we are officially done with that. And this one is for homework. I don't want to do anything on this. Okay, now the array, creating rectangular array. Okay, let's deal with the rectangular array. All right, so here is one of the examples. Say like you have this one of this bolt. You'd like to create multiple bolts, like 6 of them, just like the next image that you're seeing. How you want to do that? You want to choose this array, rectangular array. Okay, you want to choose how many of the rows and columns that you need. Okay, and this thing, the array creation tab will gonna appear. Okay, on that you gotta specify number of arrays, the distance between those arrays, means in the rows and the columns, and then you close this array, and then associative array option will gonna help you to draw how many of you need, right? And here's some of the other things important, very important thing. Okay, what are the distance that it is referring? Okay, so for this bolts here, those means like the center to center for those bolts distance for rows and columns, or does those means like end to end distance? Okay, so those are important thing. Usually it means the center to center distance. Okay, you understand that? So that is so important to understand the distance, that what it is referring. And this book does have all the explanation here. Okay, please read through that as well. Okay, removing object from a rectangular array, and the same thing can be done here as well. But here we'll be doing exercise. We'll be opening this 7.3.1. so 7.3.1 is this one, and we're seeing it in a theater. We have just one theater chair, movie chair. Okay, and you would like to create something which should look like we should create like so many chairs like that. Okay, so here's two things. First, you would like to draw multiple chairs. Okay, in rows and columns. That number of rows and columns is shown here. I'll show it to you shortly. And then once you draw all those, then you'd like to delete some of the chairs as well. Okay, so there are two different jobs here. Okay, so the way you can do it, obviously we're going to create the rectangular array, which is clearly shown here. You're going to choose this rectangular array. Okay, and then it says select the objects that you'd like to create the array. So obviously you select that one and press enter, and then immediately this tab shows up. It says array creation. Okay, or associative array. On this associative array, you got to define how many of the sorry Dylan, I think I found the answer for that problem. It's just this thing happened with me. You just have to double click on that. Dylan, right? That problem solved at least. All right, so what do you want to do? Associative array, right? Number of rows, number of columns, all those things. Important stuff. Okay. So, all right. So we'll be choosing these array options again. Okay, rectangular array. You choose those objects. Okay, and then it says here how many of these table and chairs that you need, right? So it says here on the associative array, you would like to put the column, number of column is 9, okay, and the distance between the columns is 7 feet and 6 inches, okay. So I'm going to choose number of column is 9, and then I'm going to choose the distance between them is 7 feet and 6 inches, right? All right, so that is taken care of, and which would be showing like this way, right? The columns distance is 7 foot 6 inches, right, as you can see here, and the number of column is 9. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so that takes care of that. And for the rows, so the number of rows needs to be 6, right? I'm going to change it to 6. Okay, and the distance between them is negative 5 feet and 6 inches. Okay, as you can see, why you want to do negative, because you see those chairs are now on the top of this or outside of this room. So I want to do this negative 5 feet and 6 inches. 6 inches. All right, now you should be seeing it something similar what you're seeing it here. So again, there is this explanation. This value 5 feet and 6 inch value is derived by adding the size of the chair, which is 3 feet, and size of the gap between the chairs, so which is 2 feet 6 inches, right? So 3 feet chairs, 2 feet 6 inch, the distance between those chairs, right? So this negative 5.6 comes up with that. So 3 and 2 is 5 and 5 feet and 6 inch, and the reason you have negative, remember you had the top row is, if you'd like to get like multiple rows below the top row, you got to put negative. Okay, the top row is referenced at 0, the positive would be putting the chairs on the top of these. Everybody understand why there is a negative? All right, perfect. And then moving in. All right, so once you have this thing drawn, okay, and then maybe you'd like to maybe you'd like to adjust the specific, so you'd like to put more chairs. I mean, obviously you see at the end there are space still left, okay, and then you'd like to change it a little bit more, okay. So next you'll adjust the spacing in order to fit more chairs in the theater. There will be now 10 columns and 8 rows. They will be spaced as below, okay, just like the way it is. Okay, so when you want to change anything with the array, you got to click on the array to see these associative options, okay. Otherwise you won't be seeing these options. You know what I'm saying? Once you have these options, then you'd like to change this number of column to 10, which I'm doing, number of row to 6, it is fine, and the distance, when you have more columns, then the distance would be less, so it should be 6 feet and 6 inches, right? That be the distance in between them. All right, and then you have this distance become negative 4 . All right. So then you wanna click somewhere, and you wanna create the number of row to 8. So what you're doing, you're feeding more chairs, just like nowadays the commercial aircraft, right? And I don't want to name any, but there are few, that, right? So they have more seats, just to be much more relaxed. So this way you are increasing number of seats in the theater. All right, just by changing the number of rows and columns and the distance between them. All right, and then obviously you can close this array, okay, and then you'll have this new figure. And this is not it. You gotta delete some of them, okay. So the way you can do it, you gotta hold the control and then click on for the wheelchair space. That's what they're saying. Like while holding the control, select the 4 chairs as shown and the press delete. Okay, so basically you are choosing these 4 chairs and you wanna press the delete. Okay, and now I know you might be getting the same thing in a little different way, but I'll strictly say follow the book's lead. Okay, as I'm keep emphasizing. Okay,
Which one is it?
everybody open this. What we've done with that. Everyone open this. What we're done with that. I'm giving you time to open it. Okay. Maybe you're done with that. Why it looks a little different? This is nice. Got it, Amy? Yeah, you gotta delete some chairs, like for wheelchair space. At the top. So you change it to. So this is our Sunday. You gotta change it to system. So you do this. Where is the book? Yeah, you always. That's the first thing you want to do every day. Okay, you open the book. It's so important. Everybody, please open the book whenever whenever you are here. The first thing you want to do, if you have a physical book, that's perfectly fine. If you have a digital book, open the book. There's so much thing that you may miss, okay?
So who am I? Who is
So first of all, this number of columns and rows needs to be changed. So number of column is 10, number of row is, I forgot, it was 8. Was it 8, Amira? Number of row? And the spacing needs to be changed. I forgot now, but you open the book has all the info. I was showing it just before, okay? Again, there's the first thing you want to do. You said help, yeah? Let me do one thing, just start from scratch. Start from the don't know at what point those are, right? You don't know what is the distance, it doesn't show you the distance. Okay. That's what I'm saying, open this new file again. Let's follow the book. You can keep this whatever you did, but open the same thing again from scratch. Okay. Or you can do it, just follow the book. Okay. Wow. Change it. So it does a two-way. The first they were saying, no, this So first they were saying like do this. So 9 and 6 and this distance. And the distance would be 7 feet 6 inches. 7 feet dash 6 inches, which is 41. And the y distance should be 6 or negative. So negative 5 feet and 6 inches. So now it does now go back. Now go to the next one. Now it says here, okay, now change it to 10. And this distance there's like 6 and 6. Go down a little bit here. Okay, now this is like 8. You can delete that. Okay. And then you're gonna delete that. So Aiden, you have the book open? They don't let you do that login. You forgot the password, but you will figure it out later. Okay. So I will check myself. So here first of all. What is the distance in rows and columns? Is it like 6 and 6 and minus 4 something? Is it like 6? 6 feet 6 inch, right? Do you have a minus there? There's a minus there? That's dash means like got it? You got it, right? All right, so that is done for sure. So this one is for a homework, okay? 3.7.3.2. And then there are some instructions here as well, so you might be needing them for doing the homework. All right, now the polar array. Okay, so let's focus on the polar array. And there is this thing here shown. If you have one circle, how to create multiple circles by using this polar array options, right? And then it says like how to deal with that. Means you got to choose the object first, right? And then you got to specify the center of the polar array, right? And then the base point as it shows here, right? And then this option will gonna come up, right? This array creation, just like before, associative array. And then you're going to choose number of items, okay, and the degree or distance in terms of polar angle between each of the objects, and total how much it needs to be filled, right? Rotate items, the directions that you're going to choose, all those things that you're seeing here, if it's like a clockwise, anti-clockwise, those sort of things, okay. And then you can explode them once you finish those array. Number of items, angle between each items, fill angle means what would be the total angle for, or total degree for all those holes. So rotation direction, it does shows like which way you want to do, clockwise or anti-clockwise, as it clearly shown here. So rotate items, so that one is another important thing. You see, if the rotate item is not chosen, then this chair will gonna not rotate with the circle, okay. It will gonna look like weird like this, as you can see, okay. So removing object from the polar array, just like before, you know, if you'd like to keep the original one or not. So creating the polar array, so this is the first exercise, 7.4.1, okay. So you'd like to open 7.4.1. all right, so you'd like to draw this just like this, means this is the entire rim where you have this one of this leg is drawn, you have to draw the rest, okay. So you have in total 8 legs there. So you wanna make sure the center in the running object snap is chosen. So in my case, my center is chosen, okay. All right, then you wanna click on the polar array. The way you can do it, just the same place where the rectangular array is. If you're gonna click on the drop down, the polar array option will gonna come up, okay. Then it says select the bold, then press enter in the keyboard. So so you have this bolt here, right? So you select that one, you press enter. So then it's asking about the center where you'd like to create the polar array, okay. So you'd like to select the center of the hub to specify the center point. So this is your center point, right, as you can see. And then immediately 1 2 3 4 5 6 bolts showed up, right, because that was the default. Now you want to change it to 5, okay. You want to change it to 5, and this angle in between those objects automatically created to 72, as you can see. All right, and then you want to make sure this rotate item option was chosen. I mean, for this bolt, you see, if you don't choose the rotate option, what happened here? This bolt will not gonna rotate. It will gonna be in the same angle, okay, but usually those needs to be rotated, okay, based on the circle that you are seeing here. So it needs to look like that, and then you would like to close the array, okay. All right, and then you'd like to do the array again, the polar array. So click on that, okay, and then select the arc and 4 lines that make up the spoke. So this arc and 4 lines, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got to select them individually, okay. You can group them first, and then that way you don't have to do it, but since those are not grouped, so you got to do it this way. Okay, once you did that and you press enter, then it says here specify the base point, okay. So select the center of the wheel for the base point, which is this. All right, immediately all of them showed up just like that. Now obviously you want to change to number of items to 8, and when you change it to 8, you see the angle between each of them changed to 45. Okay, you don't have to do basically anything. The rotate item option needs to be chosen as well, and then you want to close that. Okay, so there are several lines where the spokes overlap the, and it needs to be trimmed. Associative array cannot be edited. Okay, so the array must be exploded to trim these lines. So the way you want to do it, you want to choose this explode option and press enter. You see what I was doing. You wanna choose this explode option, okay. So now you see everything is exploded, all those lines. Now it's no longer a single object, okay. So you see here you have these lines, those intersect with each other, right, and you need to cut off those by using this trim. Now you can do the quick trim, and I would suggest you to do the quick trim. Once you click on the trim, you just have to take out all those things that I'm doing now, right, where the intersection happened. Everybody see that? This one is a little tricky. I hope everybody got it, but I'm going to walk around and we're going to help you in person. If you're done with that, just show it to me that you're done. If you're not, then I'm going to help you if you have any questions. Jason, you need help? Very good. Okay, good. You still have? You want to go page number 306, I believe, or 305? Yeah, 305. Go back. That. Look. Here, where it started. Look. So go to the next page. What it says. We want to create multiple poles. Click here. Go to the polar array. Choose the pole. Choose the pole. Alright, now it says what? It's supposed to be the center. Oh, you got to press enter. So press enter. Good. Escape. Enter. Oh, okay. Right. So now change it to how many poles? So there's a 5, right? Change it to 5. See on the left, on the top left, top right, items, number of items, and change it to 5. Okay, and then it says something about this rotate items. You would like to make sure this rotate item is on, otherwise this board will not going to be rotated around the circle. Okay, so then you're going to close it. I mean, the book has the instructions, all of it. Okay. Any, you good? Got it? You got it? Somehow? Quick trade. Quick trade. of it too. So then you want to open, this is the last one that we'll be doing in this class today, 7.4.2, okay. So 7.4.2, you want to open that one. All right, so what you're seeing here, the polar array command to create the copies of the chair rotated around the base point. So you will modify the arrayed object to adjust the spacing and the orientation, spacing and the orientation, okay. All right, so to do that, you want to first choose the polar array, okay, and then select the chair, press enter. All right, then select the center of the arc, which is this. All right. So then once you're done with that, the command line prompts the center point of the select the center of the arc. The polar array will gonna create it, okay, just like this, okay. So you want to change it to 5 number of chairs. All right, and then you see the chairs are all over the places. All right, so you want to change it to the fill angle to 180. All right, so the top chairs are that you just need to fill out the half of the arc, okay, and it needs to be moved down as well, okay. So to do that, there's this direction option. You just choose this, so it will gonna become from counterclockwise to clockwise, and all the chairs will gonna look like that. All right, and then you had this rotate item, that one will gonna choose in, and the chair will gonna look like that, right? And then you're gonna close this, and this is what it should look like. So I'm gonna walk around. So basically, the things that we learned here, in the associative polar array options, we had done this thing before. Number of items. So on number of items, we choose 5. So when you choose the 5, you know what happened immediately, half of the circle is gone, and then we choose that fill angle is 180. Okay, that means half of the circle, those chairs will be seated, like 5 of them. Okay, and then there is this direction option that you choose to change the direction from clockwise to counterclockwise, or counterclockwise to clockwise, whatever we want to say. Basically, we are just flipping the direction, okay. Yep, and the rotate option as well. So if you're going to do all of these, the chair should look like sitting around the arc, just like that, just like the way it is now. Sure. Get this thing drawn, everyone. I'd like to see that you are done with that when I'm walking around. Perfect. Sorry. Okay, you some out. Good. Get it up. Okay. Oh, this has to do with the structures, right? You need to change the fill angle to 180. Okay, the direction and the rotate. Both has to change. Yeah. That you will remember. Yeah. These are different rotate. Whenever you do it by yourself, then you're never gonna forget. If I can do it, if I see it done, hidden, right? So you need to change the fill angle. Okay. And this is the last thing that I'm doing. Okay. And I have one of the exercise that's for your own thing. If you'd like to do it by yourself, if you'd like to stay here any longer, that 10 minutes left for this class. I didn't give any break, so officially I'm ending the class here now. Okay. So you're more than welcome to finish that exercise that I put it over there. Okay. That's for fun project. Let me put it this way. And just to give you a heads up, at the end of the semester, so like 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, around 2 weeks ago, I'm going to give you a big project. Okay. So we are just prepping for the big project. When I'm saying a big project, two things that can happen. I can select one for you, which could be a floor plan or something. Or if you have some complex drawing, you can show it to me that you want to draw it by yourself. That is okay as well. Okay, that goes with your interest. But either way, I'm all right. The one that I'll be choosing, you can do that. And again, it's kind of like something similar to that, right? Whatever you have the drawings here, right? I'm going to give you a floor plan. Okay, one of these floor plans, a little bit complex one. All right, so that will be your final project. Okay, and for the final exam, maybe if I have a project, maybe I'll be doing it, during that week. So two part. One would be like in week 14 in class 1, and the other part would be take home, which would be due on the exam week. Okay. Alright guys, thank you. Let me stop the recording.